amazing Russian Protoss player, of course. And now we had Milky Cow qualifying for the very first time. In the previous season, Dreamhack Masters Fall, we also had King Cobra and Cougar qualifying. So the Russians are back, and I'm really happy to see it.
I think Rail as well. I mean, there's players like Creed who may not be qualifying, but are high up there as far as MMR. They're practice partners to a lot of these guys. So yeah, it's definitely a thriving scene. Vanya is going to start with a proxy hatchery, as he's also going to get his hatchery denied. And I love this response. This is, you know, just pull the bare minimum of probes, pull them early enough. I like what I see from MaxPax here.
What I think is really cool is that we have seen this opening twice today, and we see two completely different responses, right? Like Hellraiser had dealt with it in a very different way. He's like, nope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Forge because I don't want to lose any mining time. You're blocking me, I'm going to block you. Vanya is building Zerglings as anything other than a massive Roach Hydra attack to get a W here for Vanya.
Yeah, it's going to be so difficult. This Void Ray is trying to do what they can, but the Adepts are really dealing most of the damage, as Vanya was kind of not making very many roaches because he thought, okay, this is done. You're going to keep your Adepts defensively. All of a sudden, 2 more Warpins for MaxPax, and he decides he's ready to move out, or at least both, and it's working wonders.
MaxPax is destroying Vanya. There's no other way to put it. He's getting a ridiculous amount of damage done. There are still Adepts killing all the drones at the third. Void Rays just casually walked into the main base. First killed the Queen, then killed the Spore Crawler, and got a couple of drone kills as well. And now that the dust has settled after this, I mean, attack that's actually still going on. Look at these Adepts. They don't even have Blaze, but they've done so much damage. Cats, this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, it really doesn't look like there's much that Vanya is going to be able to do to recover. Like you said, he's not the type of player that can maybe turtle into lurkers and be confident in his later game or something crazy like that. So I'm not sure what his approach is going to be. He's making roaches right now, but I mean, 2 Stargates are on the other end. So, you know, it's nothing you do is ideal.
No, I think Vanya has 1 shot and 1 shot only, and that is maybe move out when he's got like 70, 80 supply of just pure Roach Hydra and hope that MaxPax takes a bad fight, maybe gets stuck on a bad army comp, because obviously he doesn't have any disruptors. There is no storm, there is no charge. So in a way, MaxPax's army is going to be a bit clumsy, but MaxPax has been here a million times. He knows what to do to survive and then eventually close out this game. Like, he's got 7 Void Rays.
Yeah, and more importantly, he has a second robo coming up as well as a robotics base. So Void Rays will force out the Hydras, and then Hydras are like the worst possible unit against Colossus. This is what I like to do. It's very old school in my PVCs. I think it's a really cool approach, and I think it's really strong and somewhat underlooked. But yeah, I think once those Colossus start popping up, it's just lights out. There's nothing that Vanya will be able to do on offense either.
I mean, it's very cute that MaxPax decided to just recall his Void Rays, but also very unnecessary. There were 2 Hydras and a Queen on the other side of the map, and he had 7 Void Rays still there. So he could have easily just stuck around and pretty much win the game. Instead, he's going to play it super safe, and that is recall the Void Rays and kill a couple roaches in the center of the map. But it won't change. A smaller map, I'd say that's perfect for this man, who does thrive on small maps because he makes a lot of units and sends them to the other side of the map very quickly. It is the Russian youngster, Vanya.
Buff pulling. Yo boy. And in the... Oh, I can't actually hear the music. Bottom right-hand side, it is MaxPax. Danish. Powerful for Team X.
I don't hear the music either, so I don't know. Maybe there is no music, or maybe we're just blaring over it. Who knows?
Game, the one strong point of defense that Vanya had was repelling those same 2 Oracles. So let's see if he's able to do that. If he is, I think he'll be in a decent position.
I mean, he lost 8 drones, though. That's... I still think that's quite a lot.
True. Yeah.
But this game, I think everything is just like a bit cleaner for Vanya, so he should be a little more ready. I think it's inevitable. You end up losing 1 or 2 drones, right? There's always a weak spot somewhere at the corner where Spore Crawlers don't cover, or maybe one of the drones that's being transferred from the main base towards the third. But I don't think Vanya should take too much damage here. It's okay to lose 2 or 3, just don't lose 8.
Yeah, good position on the Queen is going to attack the Oracles as they go in. And the Oracles, regardless of the Queen and the Spore, are going to get 3 drones. But that's not good enough, right? Like, considering the investment.
No, normally that's not good enough. But against somebody like Vanya, I'd say as long as you keep your Oracles alive, I think then you're okay with it, because once again, Vanya is a master of making very basic Zergling units, or Zerg units, you know, Zerglings, Roaches, Ravages. For a split second, they did not help out. I feel like he could have killed that Spore Crawler, but then obviously he would have killed way less drones.
Yeah, I don't mind the choice here from MaxPax. Just kind of uses the Void Ray as a tank and goes after the drones. He's going to get 14 for his troubles, and now his third base seems a little bit exposed, but there's 2 adepts there. So things are looking up again for MaxPax.
I almost feel like I don't want to see Vanya build any more drones. I know that 55 is not a monstrous amount of drones, but you can build still a reasonable amount of Lings and Hydras of 55 drones, and then just run to the other side of the map and try. Doesn't know that you need an infestation pit to build a hive. No, I'm kidding. My boy obviously does know, but Vanya is just not a hive tech player, and that's okay. You know, we all have our strengths, and you all play towards your own strengths. And yeah, Vanya just doesn't really believe that going hive is the way to be the Protoss. So this is a pretty good composition for MaxPax, I'd say.
Yeah, it's looking good. Vanya will have the creep spread going for him. That has been mostly uncontested, and he's done a good job of pushing it forward. Now he's getting ready for this big attack. Like you said, he made 1 more drone after you said, I wish he didn't make any more. So just about in line with your thinking. And he's going to go for a big all-in, but there's already a Colossus out. No thermal lands, however. So,
I love this. Take down
damage.
those rocks and actually just attack the natural. Like, there's too many batteries at the third base, but this is kind of it. I mean, the Colossus is very problematic. A couple of queens are being brought in the Overlord to the other side of the map as well. So here we go. We're going to need a couple of good transfusions. Don't get dragged into those cannons and batteries, Vanya. Stay away from that. The natural is where you want to fight, my friend.
Yeah, would love to see those queens at the very front if possible as well. In a certain way, they are being pushed to the front by the army, moving on forward onto the natural. And this is not looking too bad for Vanya as he carves his way through the natural with a very strong force. And MaxPax is not going to be able to reinforce very easily. He has to keep this core army alive because he's mainly using buildings that are not warp beats.
Yep, one of the Colossus got picked off in the natural as well, and that is a massive pick-off. Now the Robo goes down. 21 workers have already fallen for MaxPax. And obviously this natural feels very naked. GG gets called. Vanya, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a Nidus attack on this one way or the other. In the bottom left side, look at the main base of the Danish Phenom is trying to get himself a good start to the Dreamhack StarCraft II Masters winter. It is MaxPax.
And representing Russia as well as B100, it is the Red Zerg player Vanya. Of those Ravagers is 200 resources. The Roach Warren is another 200 resources. So 600 resources to deal with the cannon rush that was just the 1 cannon and already canceled your hatchery. I don't feel too good for him.
No, I don't feel too good for Vanya either, but what I do like is the way that he was just able to keep those drones alive. Compare that to the kind of clumsy defense we saw on Oxide, right? Where you can see him misclicking, blocking his own drones. You can see that the Russian maybe has shaken off the nerves. He is feeling it. He is on point right now. We do have a lair on the way already as well, which I think is a little bit quick considering the fact that we did see him mine quite some gas. We did see him build roaches and ravages. I mean, I've said it from the beginning, man. Big map, Nidus, and I feel most of the time I'm onto something, Vince.
I agree, Roddy. And this Void Ray is doing what it can as well. Very gutsy maneuver from MaxPax, knowing that there are Ravagers out there. Not to anticipate that the Ravagers could maybe be going for an all-in, that there could be maybe some like mass links to follow up or something of the sorts. So he identifies that he can move out with the Void Rays and find some more damage out on the map as well as with these Adepts. So MaxPax is not only getting ahead, but really pressing on the edge, I feel like, and I love it.
Brand new players ever since the Void Ray got buffed. It's like they gained 500 MMR overnight. Thank you very much, Blizzard.
Yeah. Void Rays are pretty cool units. I really enjoy them, and I love the way that he's using them. There is very little transfuse. There is no saving that gas, and I think he's gonna go back for it. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't take the gas. Instead, focusing on the Queen. Maybe a little bit of a mishap, as he was probably microing this Void Ray over here, who has found himself no kills somehow.
No. Did a little bit of damage to the extractor, though. All the little things matter. A lot of Hydras on the way, but I think this map is too big to run my Hydras to the other side of the map, right? Like, I know there are acceleration zones and everything, but then he still has to go up ramps as well. The Colossi will be out. I really don't believe that a straight-up Hydra attack is going to work. I feel if Vanya wants to make this work, he needs to knight us, but
kind of evenly spread with at least a cannon and a battery to the natural. And it's also a natural base that is way closer to the third. So you can pull back to the third and defend from there as well. It's a very nice setup, that though there are no Colossus out there.
Oh, careful.
This is the one scary moment, I think, for MaxPax is before those key units that deal AoE damage come out.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's a ridiculous amount of Hydras. I don't understand. Why don't we have a Colossus out yet? Like,
Because we have like 3, 6, 9, 10 Void Rays. I feel like the transition's a little slow, that's why.
Yeah, 8.5 minutes in, I really feel like there was potential to get a Colossus out. This actually becomes pretty problematic for MaxPax because Void Rays alone don't deal very well with Hydras. And once again, Vanya is going for the natural, which is, yeah, it's more protected than the game before, but it's still way more vulnerable than the third. Oh no, now Void Rays flying over.
Oh! Gets a pretty good shot on the Disruptor. And Vanya cannot kite or cannot follow the Void Rays as they kite back to the defense at the third. But the natural is still a little bit too exposed. There is no AoE and Vanya is breaking through. It looks like, once again, I'm not sure what MaxPax does. Void Rays are not very good on their own against Hydras.
You need to pick off Hydras one by one. Like, MaxPax needs to be very careful. Vanya's obviously all in. He has one more Nova. And this one kind of whips only a single Hydra. That is simply not good enough. And I'm actually afraid that this is it for MaxPax. He is not going to be able to get on top of this massive Hydra ball. Once again, Vanya just runs into the natural, being Darwin workers. The boy doesn't give a damn. These Russians, they know no fear.
Yeah, that's how the Russians perform, without the fear. And yeah, 57 workers once again. So it seems like this is a very well-timed attack from Vanya and kind of to the T, right? Like looking for the execution to have and maximize the number of units at this point in time. It's gonna be just about enough to break MaxPax, unfortunately for him. 2 Disruptors will try and save the day, but even if you kill this entire army, it's just a little bit more too difficult to recover.
Yep, MaxPax has officially lost way too many probes. I mean, if he still had those 47 probes alive, it'd be like, yeah, any hold is a good hold, and you'll probably end up winning. But at this point, it really doesn't matter what happens to these Hydras, what happens to these Ravages. Vanya knows that this one is in the bag. He's going to take down a few more Void Rays. And MaxPax probably can't believe it. How did I lose to the same strategy twice? Well, it happened.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to the timing on those robo units. If